Hello there everyone, this is a video to provide some support for our Year 11 families. So I'm going to run through what support is on offer from school, some guidance as well for our parents, based on, in part, my experience as a parent. My eldest son is in Year 11 now, so I kind of know about the situation that you're currently in with supporting your child through this final year of secondary school. And we've also got some information about key dates as well. So here's a quick summary of what support is on offer. As you'll learn at Parents' Evening this evening, we've got a Study Skills Google site, which you can get to via the flyer that we're going to be giving out at Parents' Evening and via the QR code that you can see on the screen there. There's loads of useful stuff on that site. Intervention sessions at every night after school will provide some information on that this evening as well. Learners get booked into those sessions, but they can choose to attend any sessions that they wish in addition to being booked in by their teacher. Friday morning, our learners can choose to attend study groups as well, which are in the hub, and they email Miss Coote in order to sign up to a place for that. So they arrive with a group of friends and they work independently. And then on a Saturday, D6 is happening pretty much every Saturday between now and the final exams. D6 is brilliant. Learners who attend typically achieve at least a grade higher for everything than you'd expect them to based on the starting points. Some learners get up to 3 or even 4 grades higher than expectations. There are sixth formers there at D6 on a Saturday who in their own GCSEs got outstanding grades, so they're in a really good position to support our learners to do the same thing. Our learners need to be turning up with a plan as to what they want to study, what they want to do, with the materials that they need as well. So we want to see that independence, that agency at D6. We've arranged as well to have a study skills evening for our learners and for families on Tuesday the 9th of January, so just after the Christmas break. There'll be more information to come on the exact start time of that and the plan for that. But I would really encourage you to attend that in addition to coming to Parents' Evening. So, yeah, just a few thoughts as a fellow parent on messages that are really important to be passing on to our young people. One of those is the importance of hard work. Hard work will pay off. It really, really will. And just going to school and doing homework that's set is not enough to achieve the very best grades next summer. It requires more than that. It requires far more. And really getting through to our young people about the value of hard work and the benefits of that is incredibly important. And taking that real ownership as well. Now, revision has got to be active. So it's not about just working out, it's about working smart. Sometimes young people revise in a very passive way, and it doesn't involve a lot of thinking. And if there's not a lot of thinking, there's not a lot of learning, there's not a lot of change in the brain. So revision's got to be active. Now, revision is a combination of putting information in, putting knowledge into our brains, but also practicing getting it back out again. But both of those processes have to be active. So there's more information about this on the Google site that I mentioned before. But in terms of putting knowledge in, they have to actually generate something. They have to write stuff down. So if you see your child revising and they're not writing anything down, that they're not revising actively enough. They need to generate notes or generate visuals. And they also need to test themselves through writing answers to exam questions. So through doing that, to practice getting the knowledge out and to practice their exam technique as well. I mentioned ownership before. Ultimately, it is their responsibility, and this is a conversation I'm having with my own son at the moment, that they need to take full ownership. It's for their future. Sometimes we can push so hard that it's almost like they're working for us as teachers or as parents, but we need to remind them it is for them. They own it. So encourage that sense of ownership and the recognition that through that hard work and that smart work, through revising actively, they'll get better results, and that opens doors for their future lives. that keeps their options open for the future. It enables them to take charge of their lives. Now, the challenge here is that different young people do need different messages. Again, I think of my own children who are unique and who do require different messages. What might be useful here is to think about the attitude to learning grades. So if your child is a learner who for years and right now is getting an attitude to learning grade across the board of a grade A, they're clearly working unbelievably hard. So the message to them is about, you've got this, it's going to be okay because you've worked hard. Your knowledge must be incredibly strong already. You've got to make sure you rest as well as working hard. You need to rest and you need to look after yourself. There's learners who are getting attitude learning of a grade B who need a slightly different message, who are doing great in school, but clearly need to do a little bit more outside of school, not just getting the homework done, but really taking charge of their revision now. So that's the message for them, that just coasting by, behaving well and working hard in school actually isn't enough if they want to really smash it next summer. They need to be working harder outside of school. If a learner's getting an attitude to learning grade of a grade C, clearly they're in danger there of limiting their life choices and their life chances. And there needs to be more work both at home and at school. And that ownership that I mentioned before is really key. And finally, if a learner is getting an attitude to learning grade of a grade D, which doesn't apply to many of our learners, but of course it does for some, we need to remind them that it isn't too late. It isn't too late to achieve well next summer. And importantly, to get in the habits that they need to achieve well at college and at work further down the line. And they probably need some help with doing that. They probably need to reach out and access some of the support that I mentioned before in the first slide in order to turn things around. They need to see what support is on offer and accept that support. And that includes, for learners in different categories and different groups, their wellbeing support, which we offer for all of our learners. There's a variety of different wellbeing support, and certainly for those learners in year 11 and perhaps year 10 as well, that are feeling that extra strain, that extra pressure with exams and coursework, they may need to access some of our wellbeing support. Learners can self-refer via the form, the Google form that is on our learner bulletin that goes out via email every single week. There can be a referral from staff as well, and there can be a referral from a parent too, and you can communicate with us about that in the variety of ways that we use, such as the year 11 at ladybridgehigh.co.uk email address. And to finish, just some key dates. So the study skills evening that I mentioned before is on the 9th of January. The times will be confirmed nearer the time. The mock exams begin on the 22nd of January and run until the 16th of Feb. The results of those are on the 1st of March, and the final exams start on the 8th of May and run until the 19th of January. Thank you for all your support. I will leave it there. Thanks, everyone.